Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel, welcome to another GT Sport FIA Manufacturers 2020 Series Quickfire Strategy Guide. We're on to round 9 of the championship. We're going to Autodromo Lago Maggiore, the GP version, in Group 4 machinery. We've got 11 laps to get round, we have tyre wear at ×3, fuel is also at ×3, and it's just the racing medium tyre that is available. Now it does say it's mandatory, but it is the only tyre that's available, so naturally we will be using that tyre. So first thing we're going to look at is fuel and tyre wear. The car we've picked for this one is the Group 4 Porsche, the Porsche Cayman GT4. Fresh for him, it's a BOP update where it has gained 1% in weight. I think that amounts to 13 kilograms. Has very little effect on the car, pretty much negligible. If that's gained a tenth to its lap time over a 2-minute lap, I would be surprised. It still felt like a really nimble car around the track. So we've got the fuel on the screen. It's 11 laps is the race. We're on lap 5. We have 9 laps remaining. Fuel is not going to be an issue for this car, not any car in the class, with maybe the exception of the Mustang. So if you're a Mustang driver, do just do a wee practice and check to see how your fuel is looking. Moving on to tyre wear. We're on lap 8 here. Tyre wear only set at ×3. We are on the racing mediums. And we are on a circuit that does have a lot of corners, but it does look like the car will be able to do the 11 laps on the medium tyres without any great issue. You can see there, as we're on lap 8, not too much wear. Jumping forward to lap 11, a little bit more tyre wear start to kick in as we get to the sort of back end of the race. It's not had a massive effect on the lap times. We're still sort of doing the fastest lap of 2:05.1, lap 10 there at 2:05.4. Lap 11 here pretty much ruined by the AI, so not really a representative lap. But I was quite surprised even just how much the tyres did wear. I did think at ×3 it would be a little bit less than that. So that did make me curious with the tyre wear being a bit more severe than I thought it would be, how the tyres would perform if we were to make a pit stop midway through the race. So I burned the fuel off, got the car down to the weight it would be if we pitted on lap 5 or 6. So this is the sort of result of that. The fresh tyres seem to be worth about maybe 6 to 7 tenths of a second over the worn tyres. I did hope it would be a little bit more than that to try and bring a sort of one-stop strategy into play. But of course, let's find out how long that pit lane loss is going to be, because without that information then we can't really make a proper analysis as to whether the one stop or the no stop is going to be better. So here is that pit loss in action. Going into the pit lane. Car takes a few seconds to get into the box. Now Group 3 is very fast for a pit stop here, it's about 4 seconds, but Group 4 does tend to be longer than Group 3. Car stays for 3.4 seconds. Out we come, and the pit loss comes in at around about 7 seconds. So you might gain 3 or 4 seconds back on a no stopper with the fresh tyres, but that's not going to be enough to overcome that 7-second pit loss. So in an MR car, it's definitely a no stop. However, moving on to take a look at the FF cars, the Audi TT here. This is me parked up midway through the race. Very fast again, the FF cars, but they do obviously wear the tyres out a little bit quicker. Now, I could see the one stop for the FF cars being absolutely worth it. 7 seconds, you'll probably lose more than that on the tyres in the second half of the race. So for FF cars, I do think a pit stop could be a viable strategy. Moving on to the FR cars, the Jaguar was the car we tested for that. Actually very quick as well, but you can see from the tyre wear they're easily going to manage the no stop in the FR cars. But the Jaguar would be probably quite representative of the majority of the cars out there in that class. So this has been a very quick fire strategy guide. I know they're all called quick fire strategy guides, but I did put this one together very quickly. It was very much time limited with work, etc. And these races are actually going live in about 12 hours from now in Oceania, so I did want to get the video out before that region kicks off. So just to reiterate, it is a no stopper for anyone that's in an MR car or an FR car. That pit loss is not enough to be overcome with the fresh tyres. I would suggest trying to do some tyre management in the first half of the race just to put you in better shape for the second half of the race. That tyre wear is going to start seeing some drivers suffer, especially over the last 3 laps. If you can have your tyres in good shape for that, then that is going to be to your advantage, of course. As for the FF cars, I think you're going to be suffering so much tyre wear towards the end of the race and getting jostled down the order so much from drivers with better tyres that you'd be better off making that pit stop. Take the 7-second loss and try and fight your way through back some cars in the second half. As I said, this has been a very quick fire strategy guide. I hope there's been some useful information in there to help you get ahead for this race. We're going to be back on Sunday with quite an interesting video. It's going to be looking at slipstream qualifying, so please do join me for that. We'll have our daily race to see strategy guide on Monday morning, of course, and hopefully during the week I'm going to try and get out a comprehensive Group 3 fuel guide. I'm going to test every car in various ways, so hopefully you can join me for all those videos. I'm going to try and keep the videos coming on the channel. Hope you like the sort of videos I'm putting out. If you do, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get those subscriber numbers up and we'll try and hit 1k before the end of the year. That would be amazing if we could get there. Thank you very much as always for all your support and the kind comments I get. Always kind comments I get, very very few negative ones, so I do appreciate that as well. Anyway, until next time, hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye.